Hello, my name is Dane. Welcome to another episode of Curse Mentality. This will be part 4 of the series. Thank you guys for all the support and whatnot. Really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get started with this episode of Curse Mentality. So we have this post right here, and it goes, weird you say something like that when you don't even know what's going to transfer us into NGS. Gear isn't. In fact, it seems to me a big part of NGS is simplifying the damn process and making the game more accessible. Sorry a lot for players don't want to grind the exact same mission 4,000 times in order to get the material for the untradeable gear, so they can then RNG affix to them, so they then in turn can grind the exact same content they were already playing slightly faster. And don't pretend like gear becoming rapidly outdated in the global version hasn't happened. Remember when Nemesis/Raven weapon were the end game, when those alone could net you 10 to 15 million, that lasted like a month. We're literally drowning in ways to get X cube now than when back then. You were lucky to get about 15 cubes per run. This was less than 6 months ago, where essentially watched nearly 10 years of an MMO's lifespan happen under a year. It's going to drive people away and make a lot of investment feel pointless. You can say whatever you want about it really. It doesn't change the fact that base PSO2's endgame and affix system is hidden in the main game, and the only way to even break into it is watch YouTube video or tutorials made in the JP version. Arbitrarily geared check are probably one of this game's biggest shortcomings. So if you're like me, you're a veteran or you play the game long enough, you know a lot of point this post made is not valid, and I want to go into each of them slightly, not into detail, but I will talk about each point that I think this person was mistaken or they just don't give a shit about. First of all, whatever transfer to NGS is already set. Your gear can be transferring to NGS, your abilities, augments, will be transferring to NGS as well. They do not have the same thing as PSO2, like the stats I mean. There was already a post on PSO2 bump that tells you what augment is going to turn into NGS augment, what do they do, how do they function, even weapons potential as well. So you know it's already going to be NGS, even though it will eventually be outdated. So you can't say you don't know what is going to transfer into NGS. The post is there, go check it out. Second of all, I want to move into your mindset of you have to grind the same exact mission for 4,000 times to get material. No, you don't. Globals, you are spoiled with a lot of stuff. Even in your mission pass, you can get like a power stone. Obviously you still have to grind, but it's not like 4,000 times you're gonna grind that much. No, this MMO compared to another MMO I played, like a Korean MMO, it's already a lot less grinding. And in fact, globals are almost force feed with all the material from the mission pass and whatnot, or the trigger they give out for free. You really have no excuse for not running them and then just to do them and you get whatever you need. You don't even need to run it like 100 times, even TPD is only 50 times. I don't know what your point is, but this game is really not grindy at all. Unless you're grinding for title, for gear, to sell, whatnot, then that's another story. The third point I want to make to this thing is, yes, Global is spoiled. Global condensed 8 years worth of content to 1 year. Of course your gear is gonna get outdated. Nemesis Raven weapon is gonna be the end game for like how long? 1 month? 2 months? Yeah, of course. You guys are rushing a lot of content. I mean, of course, new things are gonna come out, new episode. Okay, but for now, you're at the same pace as JP. You have to actually work on your gear and whatnot. There's not gonna be new gear coming out in like a month or two. Things are not gonna get outdated that fast. That leads into the next point, the fourth point I want to say. It's not called pointless investment. You don't feel pointless if you invest in the right thing right now, because this is really at the end game right now. It's at the end of PSO2. You invest, you can use the gear in NGS and whatnot. This is not completely pointless. The pointless thing is you affix before episode 6, like me and more Suit America. Other people tell others that affixing before episode 6 is pointless because you get shit outdated really fast. If you affix right now, it's gonna last a while in NGS, so that's a few months. I don't see the point of not investing. And plus, another thing to mention, if Global is gonna get 4-man TPD, you have to invest in your gear at some degree. You can't just walk in there with no attack on unit. Anyway, that's another topic. But what I'm trying to say here is, it's really safe to invest right now. Your abilities augment carry over to NGS. Please don't feel pointless on investing into gear. And then the next point I want to bring into is this endgame, a fix system. It's hidden in the main game like you said. No, it's not. It's literally there. There's Leotina right there tell you how to fix. Maybe in JP, I don't know about global that much, but yes, you're right. There are actually more help on YouTube and tutorial. Yes, indeed, JP version, I understand. You know the resources there. Did you watch them? Did you invest? Like I said again, don't feel pointless in investing into your gear. It's still going to be valid, even in NGS. So after reading this post, my comment to this person who posted it is, you're half-assed at the game. You understand some stuff, you understand yes or no to do it, is it good or not, you know it, but you don't know why is it important to invest. It's not pointless. You're half-assed about fixing too. You probably know there's resource, and you're probably that one person who doesn't even give a shit about fixing. You just know there's resource. Like why even bring it up then if you don't want to fix? So maybe you're this type of person. You know the resources and you just feel pointless because you can't do it or somehow. Like, you know there's still content coming out in global. The 4 men is gonna be on global. Unless you don't want to clear at all, then you don't invest, I guess. Then I better not see you going into the ultra hard MPA doing TPD or some shit. You better sit in the lobby with your cosmetic and whatnot. Like, you're gonna drag people down if you have this kind of mindset of not fixing, not want to invest into the game. Like, why the fuck do you even play this game? Don't go uninstall or some shit. Like, play something else that's more easy. You have something better to invest into. You know, the system is easier for you, so you don't have to look up YouTube or tutorial made by JP version, you know, like the shit you said. I know the fixed system to people is kind of scary time to time. Like, global has only 1 year for you to learn the fixed system, but it's not like you don't have resource. Like you said, you know there's YouTube, but why do you not learn it? I don't understand your mindset. And then you just feel it's completely pointless? For people that's watching right now, like, you might want to consider invest into gear and whatnot, not just for the 4-man TPD if you plan to do it, it's also for NGS. You can check PSO2 bump. There is actually posts telling you what ability transferring to what. It's percentage damage more than just raw stats on NGS, but it still helps. It helps a lot. It gives you a head start. Things like that can help you in NGS if you plan to play it. I mean, most of the people probably plan to play it anyway, so definitely look into that. This post is pretty cursed because you half-assed the game. You think a fix is not important. You think this is hard, and you know it's hard, and you have the resource, and you just don't look into it. You call this shit. I don't get it. Like, if you really like the game, you should look into the game more. Like, what do you mean by making the game more accessible? It's mind-blowing how people think like this. You can't get away with this mindset when you go into NGS. Oh yeah, this is gonna get outdated, so I don't bother. Yeah, but you're at the end of it. Everything matters right now. It's not like things are gonna get outdated in like 1 month, 2 months, like back in episode 3, 4. Not like that anymore. You have to get out of that stupid mindset of investing is pointless. That mindset is gonna kill you. You just think everything is pointless, then don't play the fucking game. Anyway, that should be it for this episode. I think I go through a lot and point out a few things here and there. But yeah, people really should look into a fix in gear right now and whatnot. At some basic, like a minimum, a fix should be okay, like 150 attack, 200 attack. It should not really be costing you that much anyway on global right now. There's already a post for ability to NGS from PSO2 abilities. So you're always welcome to look into that too, to figure out what you want to put on your gear right now in terms of NGS. These are really some cursed mentality I'm seeing. People don't want to work for stuff because they still think like shit are gonna get outdated, which is not. If people still think like that, then I think they're just never gonna fix their stuff, or they just think it's too hard. I mean, you're playing a game. It's just like real life. You're learning something. If you don't want to learn, then, you know, why bother playing a game, right? Anyway, that's for this video. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Day. See you next time.